Mario Claudio Potra, Jan Sabeng, Nathaniel Klein, Junior Adela L., Henryk Steinhardt Zuckermann, Henryk Skrzeszewski, Samson Weiss, Sara Silverstein.
This is the part 2 of my visit in Auschwitz and Birkenau. We traveled 5 hours by bus from Brno to get here. This place is not an ordinary one. More than 1 million people were murdered here between 1940 and 1945. Auschwitz I is the main camp. Birkenau is 3 kilometers away and much larger. That's where most of the killing happened. After we entered the place, our tour guide gathered us in one area where she instructed us what to do and what to expect inside. From here, we'd be handed over to an educator from the museum. That's what they're called here, not tour guides. Only they are allowed to lead groups through the camp because explaining this place takes more than knowing the facts. Walking through the museum inside will take 3 hours. Each of us is given a headset and a small receiver. That way, the museum educator can speak almost in a whisper, and every one of us still hears her clearly. There's no shouting here nor raised voices. It's expected of you the moment you walked in. This is Auschwitz. Between 1940 and 1945, at least 1.1 million people were murdered here. Most of them Jewish, also Polish prisoners, Roma families, Soviet prisoners of war, and others. It didn't start as a place for killing. It started as a prison camp in old army barracks. What it became step by step. This is the famous sign before entering the camp. Arbeit macht frei. It means work sets you free. It was made by the prisoners in this camp on the orders of the SS. And it was a lie, because for most people here, work was not the way out. It was the way they were killed. Prisoners walked under it twice a day, out of forced labor in the morning, back in the evening, sometimes carrying the bodies of those who had died during the shift, while the camp orchestra played. Work did not lead to freedom. The sign up there now is a copy. The original was stolen in 2009 and cut into 3 pieces. It was found within days, but the museum kept the original inside now. Inside, it looks almost ordinary. Brick buildings in rows, trees, straight streets, everything numbered. That is part I could not get my head around. That open space is where the prisoners were counted. Twice a day, sometimes for hours. And if the number was wrong, nobody moved until it was right. And then you look at the wire. 2 fences and it was electrified. Block 4 is where extermination is explained. At the entrance, there is a line on the wall. Those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Then you turn the corner and there is a map of Europe. The lines come from everywhere. Norway, Greece, France, Hungary, the Netherlands. People were put on trains all over the continent, and almost none of them knew where they were going. The big photographs all come from one album. The SS took them themselves, over about a day in the summer of 1944, while the Hungarian transports were arriving. You see the people standing on the ramp after days inside a cattle wagon, and you see the selection An SS doctor pointing left or right. Right meant the camp, left meant the gas chamber, within hours. Roughly 3 out of 4 people were sent left, straight away. The old, the sick, the mothers with small children, and the children themselves. Even children were not spared to walk of death. There is a model of one of the gas chambers and a case of the empty canisters of the poison. This is the block that stayed with me the most. People were told they were being resettled, told to pack, to write their name clearly on their luggages, that they would need their things where they were going, so they packed properly. The suitcases still have the names on them, painted on hand. Some have a date of birth, some have an address, some just say orphan. There are about 3,800 here, and 2,100 still say who they belong to. Then a room of glasses, just glasses in a heap. Then artificial legs and crutches. Then pots and pans, because people thought there would be kitchens. And then the shoes, a whole room of them. And one part is only children's shoes. The next 2 blocks is about what it was actually like to be a prisoner here. It starts with arriving, a barber's chair, a pair of clippers on the wall. Everybody registered was photographed, front, side, in the uniform with a number, and you walk along a wall of them, one after another, after another. Those photographs only exist because of 2 prisoners in the photo lab. When the camp was being evacuated, they were ordered to burn everything. They packed wet photographic paper into the furnace so the fire went out, pulled the pictures back out and boarded up the door. Almost 39,000 faces survived because of that. This was the only camp where prisoners were tattooed with a number, and the number meant something. It meant you had been registered. Then the ordinary things, the wooden clogs, the bell, the kettle soup, somebody's clarinet, and a pair of slippers a prisoner made out of a piece of blanket by hand for themselves. There is a whole wall of letters and diaries, over 1,000 of them in every language. And further in, the washing room and toilets, just the rooms with nothing in them. Block 11 was the prison inside the prison. We could not film downstairs. There are cells down there where people were kept in the dark, cells where they were left to starve, and standing cells less than a square meter where foremen stood all night and then worked all day. It is also where the poison was tested for the first time in 1941 on Soviet prisoners of war. Upstairs, there's a plain washroom with a bench and a sign saying, "This is where the women undressed." Then they were taken out into the yard, 2 at a time. This is that yard. Thousands of people were shot here at this wall. The wall itself is a reconstruction. The SS took the original one down in 1944 while the camp was still running. People still leave flowers here every day. This was the first gas chamber. Not a building made for it, but a converted one. With earth piled over the roof, it was used until the end of 1942 before the much bigger ones were built at Birkenau. There are square openings in the ceiling. That is where the poison was dropped in. The furnaces were put back together after the war from the original parts. Then we are back on the coach for a few minutes to the second camp. This part surprised me. You drive through an ordinary town, houses, and furniture shop. And this is Birkenau. This is the building everybody pictures when they hear the word Auschwitz. You walk through underneath it. There is about 10 seconds of shade, and then you come out the other side and it does not stop. A 140 hectares. Most of the wooden barracks are gone now, and what is left of them is the brick chimneys, standing in rows all the way to the trees. The first camp is where you understand how it worked. This is where you understand how big it was. The trains came in through that gate and stopped here. There is one wagon still on the rails, a real one, of the type that was used, put here for the Hungarian Jews who came down this track in 1944, more than 400,000 people in about 8 weeks. You can go inside some of the barracks. People slept on those shelves. If one person needed to turn over, the whole row turned with them. In winter, it was below freezing in here, and people slept in what they had worked in all day, and it's still wet. There was no water in here and almost no drainage in the camp. Illness killed enormous numbers of people. The camp was liberated on the 27th of January 1945. About 7,000 people were still here and most of them were too ill to be moved. The soldiers who found them said they didn't look like people anymore. Some of them died in the following weeks after they were free. Witnessing everything that's kept here, the shoes, the suitcases, the glasses, the shoes of the children, I can't imagine how anyone endured this. Hearing how families were separated on the ramp, how mothers and children were sent straight to the gas chambers together, made my heart break. But the people who survived in this catastrophe were incredibly strong, and the people who lived through this were stronger than I know how to describe. To be here wasn't easy, but all of it made me appreciate the smallest things in my life even more.